What up, guys? It's your boy and Team Jarwin coming at you with another deck profile. Today we got Element Sabers with a twist on it. What the twist is, you'll find out later in the video. But I personally just like Element Sabers because they gave the Elemental Lords more support, and the deck's actually really funner and really good to use. So let's get right into it. I got the one Element Saber molecule. I use him solely because he's a Book of the Moon, so your opponent activates that card effect or tries to attack into a monster, you can just book it. Next, I got two Machines here, just because you can add any Elemental Lord or Saber from your deck to your hand, and allows you to have the proper card you need at any given point. So in the middle of the duel, if you need to adapt, she makes it really easy to do so. Next, we got two Elemental Saber Nowlus. She's really good because you can target any Elemental Lord or Saber in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So you could just keep recycling fuel, keep recycling the Elemental Lords. It just makes her kind of like a problem card your opponent has to deal with. Next, I got two Element Saber Mallows, just because he could dump any Element Saber or Elemental Lord, so you start stacking your graveyard. If your graveyard is more easier to accessible than your deck, and he's just really good at doing his job. Next, I got two Element Saber Anyas. She's really good because you get special Element Sabers and Elemental Lords that have been properly summoned. So, which is really good. So then, instead of just add it to your hand or special, you can just special straight out your grave with it and just boom, hit your opponent with it. And it also, same thing like now, it makes her a really prominent card your opponent has to deal with. I got the one of Lapis Zamana. He's really good and kind of like the bane of the deck. So you can make sure your Elemental Lords and Sabers can be destroyed by battle, can be targeted, or can be destroyed by card effects. So once he hits the field and he gets his effects off, then it just makes your board 10 times harder to break solely because of him. I hope you're ready for the twist because I got Elemental Hero on his Neos. Yes, I threw E-Heroes in here because the synergy is really good with it and everything. And with the Element Sabers, who can manipulate their attributes in grave, and there's an attribute for there's elements here for every attribute out there. It just makes it really good for the E-Heroes. I got Honest Neos in here because you can target any hero to drop like an Honest, give him 2500 attack to the end of the turn, so he's really good for it, and he's searchable out. Next, I got two Elemental Hero Ice Edges. I will put in Shadows, but Konami's are idiots, so you gotta work around them. You don't have to use Ice Edges, you can use Avions, you can use Woodsmen, you can use Oceans. It's just, I personally just go for Ice Edges. Next, I got two Elemental Hero Shadow Mist. Now, Shadow Mist is really good in here because I have the Mass Heroes build, so you could go for, because when you special her out, you get a quick spell change card from your deck to your hand, or if she's sent to the graveyard, you can add another E-Hero from your deck to your hand too, so it makes it really good and really viable in this deck. Last but not least, your two Blazemen. Just because he's really good, you summon him out, you get a poly, or you can dump an E-Hero, and his attribute becomes that. So if you need his attribute to become something, so you can go ahead and fusion for it. He makes it really flexible, really easy to go into. Next up for the spells, we got two of the Palace Elemental Lords, just because all your monsters, including the E-Heroes, will gain attack and defense for every different attribute in your grave. This will make your fusions way more beefier than it needs to be, and it's really good because it has the onboard search effect you can use, and it also has the ability to, you can send from your deck instead of from your hand for Element Sabers effects. Next up, I got the two Terraformings, solely just so you can see your palace more often. Battle Fusions. For the simple fact of this deck is heavily fusion oriented, so you use Battle Fusions. So it's pretty much like an Honest. You talking to it, and then you just take your opponent's attack points, just add on to it during damage cal, just boom, just bust into it. Only be using a fusion monster, but it's really good simply because this deck is 90% fusion. Next up, I got two E-Emergency Calls. Search out your E-Heroes. No restrictions on it. You want to search out Honest Neos, you can search out Honest Neos. It's really good to have. Really good search power. Next up, I got two Mass Change Ones. for the simple fact of when you want to go, you can target like Blaze Man or Shadow as an ice hits. Immediately just go into your mass heroes, and you can actually go up or down with the levels, unlike the other ones where you got to meet specific requirements. Next up, I got 2 mass change juice. So this one's really good because you don't even have to use it on a hero. You can use it on Element Saber. As long as the attribute is right, you can summon out a mass hero off an Element Saber, which makes this really good because your opponent really won't see it coming if you open up first turn with it. Next up, I have 3 form changes. Strictly because most of the mass heroes are level 8. So you can just keep flopping between the different level 8s without worrying about the attribute. Just can't. The only difference is it just got to be a different name, but it's really good because none of them wants to return. So you can just keep spamming them if you want to and keep going into your opponent. Next up, I got 3 polys. Just for you're going to be fusing a lot. So this allows you to use your element sabers and your e-heroes to fusion for it. I shall show you later. The extra deck has really good base e-heroes you can go into, and using Blaze Man, you can really just go ahead and just keep getting your the polys. I got the one Miracle Fusion, so you can make it masked hero on the fly if you really need to. Banishes your materials, but if you really need it, then it's really good to go into. 1 Rhoda, so you can search out an Element Saber or an e-hero if you really need to. Monster Reborn. Just get one of your monsters to revive, or take one of your opponents. Mass Charge, really good. You can add a quick spell change card and an e-hero from your graveyard to your hand, just immediately, just like that. Really takes some time, so you can keep going into your fusions really quickly. And the Upstart, just because why not? So next we're gonna move on to the extra deck. I got a Gaia. Because he's good. Yeah, summon it out, has an attack. He's pretty much Dark Rebellion XYZ. Target a monster, have his attack, he gains the half, and you just attack over it. Next I got Great Tornado, just because when he hits the field, he just cuts all your opponent's cards in half. Just cuts them in half, and then you can proceed to just swing. Next up I got Element Hero Dab 0. Yep, he just dabs on your opponent's field. When he leaves the field, he just blows up your opponent's field. And there's not many ways to get over him. Next up, I got Nova Master. He's really good. He's a simple fire to go into. And then when you show a monster by battle, you can just draw a card. Next up, into the Mass Heroes, I got Vapor. Can't be destroyed by card effects. Really good. Nice wire to go into. Everybody's favorite, Dark Law. You can send on Dark Law and watch your opponent banish every card they send to the graveyard. So it's really good. And if they add a card to their hand, then you can just rip it and banish it. You can just rip one card of their hand and just immediately banish it. Really good. Next up, I got Acid. So you can just hits the field, blows up your opponent's back row, so you don't have to deal with any of their back row. You don't have to go out your way to get like an MST or Heavy Dust Storm, or someone I just blow it up. Next up, I got Divine Wind. He's really good. Destroy monster by battle. Draws a card. He also makes it so he can't be destroyed by battle, and your opponent can only attack with 1 monster per battle phase. So it's really good. So they're used to 1 monster and attack into him, but then they can't even kill him because he can't be destroyed by battle. Next up, we got Master Hero DN. DN is really good. Kill a monster by battle, especially someone 1 level 4 or lower e-hero, so you can summon a special shadow mist to get a quick spell change card to your hand and keep things going, and just keep your plays going. Next up, I got Master Hero Anki. Anki is really good because you can use the effect either attack directly, but it's halved, or you can, if you attack and destroy a monster by battle, you add a quick spell change card from your deck to your hand, which just makes them good. Next up, we got Koga. Koga, my personal favorite. He gains 500 attack for every monster your opponent controls. So if your opponent likes to spam in general, you can get Koga out. They'll never be able to be over him because they will always have too many monsters. Also that, and he can target 1 monster to the field, banish the E-hero, and that monster loses attack equal to the banished E-hero. So he's good if you want to do maximum life point damage. And last but not least, we got our Contrast Hero Chaos. I use Miracle Fusion for him. If I really need to go into him, because he's just an onboard, just a negate. Just targets like a face up card, just negates it for the turn. Really good. Put him at 3K. Alright, that was the deck profile for today. See you next time. Team John 1 out.